I think we're okay. I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna be fine. I'm hoping it's gonna be okay. Please be okay. Welcome. It's a late start. I'm sorry. And if it's really late, this is gonna be my last attempt for the day. Okay. So, welcome to the Shakespeare stream. I read Othello. You sit back, relax, have a good time. Fantastic. Okay? I think my computer was just having a mental breakdown. But I'm not 100% sure, so we're gonna find out. Cool. So, welcome to stream. I'm a girl with experience. Let's go. So we're gonna jump back into this. Essentially, this is what happened. Okay, at the beginning of, I already went over Act 2 yesterday, or at the beginning of Act 1 yesterday. I'm gonna go over Scene 3 today and what we learned. So, yes. Well, old Cam, new apartment. Old Cam in new apartment. I used this cam before in my old apartment, however, it's just, I haven't used it since I moved. So, woo! Yeah. Tell me, I mean, like, I think the quality is better, but I'm not 100%. Just let me know. Right, old cam, new apartment. No. No, just, I mean, it's better quality, right? Like, the view is better, right? Because, I mean, what I've been using for the past couple of weeks has just been my laptop camera, but I have a GoPro, and I have used my GoPro before. I know it's, like, also a wider shot, wider than my arms, but, I don't know. We'll try it out. Why, thank you, Lorenzo. I know, right? It does kind of look fisheye-y, doesn't it? It kind of looks bent a little bit, which is strange. I'm not really used to it. Yeah, maybe I should do skateboarding videos. Perfect idea. I tried skateboarding once. Not very good at it. Longboarding though, I can do. Longboarding's easy. Anytime I see a dude riding a longboard, I'm usually like, oh, it's because he can't skateboard. Even though they are cooler and more stylish and whatever, but longboards are really easy to balance on and do everything on. But skateboarding, it's like, ooh, that's hard. I tried skateboarding more than once. But I remember, I had this weird stint in my life, and I do not want to get judged. I was 19, going on 20, and I dated, I think, 3 skateboarders in a row. And I was like, yeah, skateboarders are so cool. And then I realized they're really not that cool. It's like, yeah, I don't really, I remember I never wore I've never had a pair of Vans before, actually. I'm trying to remember. I got a new pair of shoes recently. Well, I've gotten a couple of new pairs of shoes recently. I get all of my stuff secondhand pretty much, but I don't remember what brand they are. I have them on my bookshelf, but they're similar to Vans. But no, I remember I was just dating these skateboarders, and then I realized I was like, I'm at the skate park a lot, and I don't know how to skateboard, and this is really boring. Like, I would bring my books and just be reading at the skate park, and then people would be like, bro, what are you doing reading at the skate park? And I'm like, okay, I shouldn't do this. This is not my crowd of people. It wasn't I actually grew up listening to Avril Lavigne, and I thought Avril Lavigne was super cool. So my mom used to listen to a lot of these really cool alternative ladies. Like Avril Lavigne, Pink, Christina Aguilera, things like that. I listened to a lot of this kind of stuff when I was growing up. So that's my childhood. My mom was a cool lady. She's alive, by the way. She's not dead. But yeah, that was my Avril Lavigne phase of dating guys who were like, "You ever heard of The Clash?" And I'm like, "Yeah." You're not cool. I'm just ripping on a specific demographic, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if you are part of that demographic and I am ripping on you really hard right now. I do not mean to. It's just I'm making fun of myself more than anything else, because I felt really awkward and out of place in that group. Yeah. No, going to the skate park is honestly, oh my god. Whenever I would go, yeah, it's just like a bunch of dudes who are trying to learn how to skateboard or like do a new skateboard trick, and then they can't do it, and then they do it for like an hour and they still can't do it, and you just hear profanity like every 2 seconds where they're like, "Man, I fell again," and they don't wear knee pads or anything, and so they're just falling and they're messing up their joints, and I'm like, dude bro, chill out. It's really not that big of a deal. Right. You're not cool, you don't even read Shakespeare online. Yeah, I know, right? I told my brother about my stream today because he asked me what I've been doing lately. So I don't tell a lot of people about this stream. I feel really awkward talking about streaming or even posting these on YouTube and things like that. So I started this and I didn't tell anyone I knew about it until maybe 2 or 3 months in. And I told my brother about it today, and he was like, "You do what on Twitch?" And I was like, yeah. He was like, "Why are you reading online?" And I said, "Stop. Chill out, bro. I just called to ask when you're coming on vacation to visit me. I did not call to be harassed." So, yeah, so far, the people that know about it are my dad, a friend of mine. Wait, no, 2 friends of mine know about it. And one of my dad's friends that he told about it. Because my dad is the kind of person who likes to brag about things. And so when I told him I had a stream, he was like, "Bro, it's Dominic." Lorenzo, you're so bad at remembering this guy's name. It's not Dominic. I don't even talk to Dominic anymore. Okay, Dominic doesn't know about this. Anyway. Sorry, I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, my dad likes to brag about stuff, especially about his kids. He has 4 kids, including me. I don't know why I said it like that. But he likes to brag about us, and he told all of his friends, he was like, "Yeah, my daughter reads Shakespeare online, and she'll like sing sometimes too." And he has very eclectic friends. I've been around them a lot, and so they'll just be like, "Oh my god, that's so cool," and I'm like, please don't watch this. I'm like, I don't want anyone, for the most part, that I know in real life, if they see me doing this, I'm always just like, "Oh, you saw it, okay." Oh, no. I get really nervous about it, and I get really shy about it. So, yeah, it just makes me feel awkward. And the one friend that I told about it, he told one of his friends, who is also one of my friends, and she texted me and was like, "Hey, I heard you do this stream. You wanna tell me what?" And I was like, "Nope, I don't want to tell you anything about it, man." I don't want to tell you anything about this, because it makes me feel so uncomfortable. Because this is a part of my life that I keep very near and dear to near and dear to me. And it's kind of like this private thing that I do for myself that I really enjoy, and I really enjoy seeing the people that pop up in chat all the time. Because it's a community, like it's a small community right now, but it's a community that I can talk to, and these people that I look forward to seeing, and you know, they are specifically here for literature. You know, and I don't really have literature friends in life, not real life, but in outside of Twitch life. I don't really have literature friends because I don't know, most of the people that I'm friends with either don't read a lot, or if they do read a lot, they usually are a little bit or a lot a bit smarter than me, and I feel really intimidated about whenever they talk about books. And I'll be like, yeah, that's very, I don't know how to comment on this, and you asked me a question, and I'm afraid to answer this question because I think I'm gonna answer it wrong. So then I don't talk to people about literature. So this is the only place I do it, because it's the only place that I feel safe to talk about it. So, yeah. That's where I'm at. So yeah, shout out to my dad's friends. And that's the only shout out that I'm gonna do today. Unless it's to a Shakespearean character. Maybe I'll make this a shout out stream. Shout out to everyone who's ever married their brother's ex-wife. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone who's ever been arrested for getting married to someone and taking their wife's virginity. Shout out to everyone who's ever plotted a multi-step revenge. There we go. This is gonna be a very exciting stream. Okay. Let's break down what happened yesterday. Because it was kind of a lot, but not really. So, okay. The Duke is duking it up. Okay? He's being a Duke. And the Duke is like... Shout out to Lorenzo for being in the chat. I'll do a little siren. Wee wee wee. Okay. I'll do shout outs after I do the summary. So, in scene 3, the Duke is duking it up in his Duke place. And he's talking to this senator who's filling him in on what's happening. By the way, justice for Senator 2, okay? I feel so bad for Senator 2. There are 2 senators in this scene. Senator 1 gets how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 5. Let's see, where is it? He comes back. 5. Oh, is that it? Yeah, he gets 5 lines, but they are pretty significant and beefy lines. And you know what? Senator 2 gets 1 line. I want justice for Senator 2. Okay? He doesn't even lead during the entire scene. He's just standing there like he's NPCing it up. Just doing that the whole time. I feel so bad. Ugh, I've been there. Okay. So, the Duke is getting filled in on what's happening. The Turkish army is invading Cyprus. And Senator's like, bro, that's not good. And Duke is like, oh, it's not good? Oh, yeah, that's so not good. And then they're getting like all of these letters about what the Turks are doing. And then Brabantio and Othello, Iago, Rodrigo, Cassio, and the officers all come in. Okay? Brabantio's like, bro, I'm about to arrest this man, Othello. And Othello's like, no. And Iago's like, hell yeah. I mean, no. And Rodrigo's like, yeah, he is. And Cassio's like, I don't even know what the hell's happening right now. So, Brabantio is trying to arrest Othello for sleeping with his daughter. But the thing he doesn't know is that his daughter married Othello, okay? So, Othello's like, bro, why are you doing this? Your daughter married me. And Brabantio's like, bro, she would never. She has good taste. And Othello's like, and Iago's like, burn. Anyway, so then Desdemona comes out. Desdemona's the woman that he slept with. And Desdemona's like, Dad, you're embarrassing me. I can't even speak. You're embarrassing me in front of my new husband. And Brabantio's like, bro, what? Daughter, what? And she's like, I married him because he has cool war stories and he's been through so much. He's broken. I can fix him. This is how this feels to me. Because she listened to all of his war stories. This is how it's described. She listened to his war stories. She said, it was horrific and I was really scared. But then I realized, oh my gosh, he's so strong. That is exactly how it's written, verbatim. Okay? And then, so, then Brabantio's like, bro, what kind of witchcraft is this? Othello, what kind of witchery are you doing? And Othello's like, bro, ask your daughter. I did not use a potion. I did not use a spell. This is not called Harry Potter. This is not the Crucible. This is Othello, okay? And then, yeah, Desdemona's like, yeah, I didn't drink anything, okay? I just wanted to get with him. You see this man? And he's like, I see this man. I'm disappointed. And then the Duke's like, yeah, anyway, so Othello, I sent for you. You're not getting arrested, by the way, but I need you to go on a voyage for me, okay? Can you get on this boat? And Othello's like, what? I just got married. And he's like, yeah, I want you to get on this boat and do some stuff for me. And Othello's like, bro, I got married last night. And the Duke is like, okay, look, I need you to be there in an hour. And Desdemona's like, excuse me, what? I just got married. And the Duke is like, I know, but at least I'm giving you an hour. And then Othello's like, we out. We only got an hour. So then Iago's like, yo, bro, Othello's about to be out of town. But then Rodrigo is the one who snitched on Othello, by the way. Well, Iago and Rodrigo. Hold on, I dropped my bookmark. I dropped my cousin. Man, I'm so excited to get a new picture. I'm going to get a new picture of him in like 5 months. I'm hyped. So, then Iago is like, yo, Rodrigo, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And Rodrigo's like, yes, I'm going to kill myself. And Iago's like, no, that is not what I was thinking. He's like, no, what are you doing? And Rodrigo's like, I cannot be with the woman I love. I must end everything. And Iago's like, bro, what in the hell are you talking about? Yeah, shout out to my cousin. And then, yeah, Iago's just like, dude. Othello is leaving, okay? Othello is leaving town. This is your chance. I am in charge of Desdemona. Desdemona is going to be in my house until Othello comes back. And Rodrigo is like, I know, it is the worst thing ever because she's married and I can't be with her or convince her because she already got married. And Iago's like, dude, you're so stupid. she's gonna forget about Othello by the time he comes back. But you, on the other hand, are gonna be here, so you have to like convince her that she wants to be with you because she got married really quickly. Which, I mean, Punk, to be fair, I agree with this completely, right? Like, an out of the blue marriage is way worse than the idea of her having premarital sex. Now, to be fair, I think in a time like this, maybe not, just because a lot of people see, again, I talked about this a little bit, but virginity is like the prize of marriage, right? So if a woman has premarital sex, she's seen as having next to no value, which is ridiculous and crazy, and it's a horrible thing. And it's very old culture. But I would also argue, yeah, I mean, an out of the blue marriage is horrible. It puts her in a bad position, right? Because, I mean, she's already got her husband who's leaving, and she doesn't know when he's going to come back. And she's already got this other dude who's pining for her. Which, okay, dude. Rodrigo is giving me like nice guy vibes. Do you know what I mean? Like the guy who says, I'm a nice guy. That kind of guy. I don't like it. Again, I read this a long time ago, so I don't really remember every detail. But Rodrigo is giving me the vibe of, I hang out with the dad. We don't even date yet. You know, Desdemona and I are really good friends, but I would do anything for her. And I buy everything for her when we hang out. It's because we're good friends. That's what a friend would do. I'm a good guy. I haven't even touched her before. But, like, he's waiting it out. You know what I mean? He's the kind of guy who's like, I'm going to wait until she notices that I'm a good guy. And it's like, bro, ew, don't do that. Like, don't do that. That's not healthy. Rodrigo, chill out. Like, either tell her, and if she says she likes you, great. Or tell her, and if she doesn't like you, don't waste your time. Just move on. And I know it's easier said than done. I'm not going to say your username, but I appreciate the follow, DDP. Okay? Because it sounds like something that I don't want to say. Okay. So, yeah. Just some life advice. Unsolicited. Yeah, just, God. I can already tell I'm not going to like Rodrigo. Because again, he tattled on her like she's a child. Which I'm pretty sure Desdemona is not a child. She's a grown woman who can make her own decisions. She got married in secret. I know he has Iago with him. Okay, so Iago, again, you have to keep in mind, man, I'm spending a lot of time on the summary. Yes, Iago is with him, and Iago has a lot of motivation against Othello. But you have to keep in mind, I mean, Rodrigo is his own person, and he's kind of been on this track for a while now. Keep this in mind, right? So, I don't know. Iago sucks too. I kind of get where Iago is coming from. I like Iago a little bit more than Rodrigo, because at least Iago doesn't have like an ooga booga brain. Rodrigo right now, he's just kind of he's a sheep. He's just following anything he's eating out of Iago's hand. But, you know, at least Iago is a little bit clever, and he's coming up with these ideas where he's like, I'm going to be toxic. But, yeah, I know, right? Rodrigo's like, dude, I have an idea. Amazing. Let me just, and then he does, and then everyone's like, not the time, Rodrigo. Not the time. He's like the kind of guy where, okay, you know, romantic comedies, right? where there'll always be that guy who's like, oh, I've always loved her, and I've always wanted to tell her. And then it's the day of the wedding that she's getting married, and they're like, speak now or forever hold your peace. And then Rodrigo's like, oh, hey, I've always loved you. I've never told you this before, and you didn't really know. I don't think you knew that I've always loved you. And I'm just like, stop. She didn't want to know. And then it just makes things awkward. Okay. Okay, I need to read, otherwise I'm not going to read this entire stream, and I'm just going to keep talking and talking and talking and talking. Also, I'm going to make you a deal. I brought this up last stream, but none of you were here last stream. I have some pretty dank Hamlet memes. If you would like to see the Hamlet memes at the end of stream, I can put them up and you can look at them if you would be interested. If not, that's cool, but just let me know. I thought they were really good. A friend of mine sent them to me, and they are hilarious. So, okay, we are not lagging. So let's get started on Act 2. And, yeah, let's do this. Maybe I'll look for memes every time we end a book. Whoa, amazing, fantastic. We'll just do a meme review at the end of every book. Oh, yeah. I was also going to ask something before we started. I'm sorry, I promise we are actually going to read at some point. Okay, I was thinking of doing, so you know I post all of my streams on my YouTube channel, but I was going to ask, so streams are long. Streams are really long and it's hard to get through them sometimes if you're just like sitting and watching things. But I was going to ask if you would like it if I did like a 5-minute recap of every act of every scene, or every act of every play that I do. Because I was thinking of just doing like 5-minute videos about each play. So then that way if you miss an act or like if you miss a thing, you can just know what's happening. And I don't have all that filler in the middle. I don't have like all of the, hey, how are you doing today? Da, 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 da. Here's a couple tidbits about my life that you don't need to know. So that was something I was thinking about. Let me know if that would be something you're interested in, because I know sometimes people like to catch up. Or if you just want things for the sake of entertainment value, that's fine. So, yeah. Okay. Cool. But I will still continue, I will continue to post the streams online, but for the sake of having things that are concise. I had that as an idea. So let me know your thoughts. If you think that would be interesting, let me know. And I would do other books as well, probably. Just like chapter books. Because I am 4 years old and I call regular books I call novels chapter books. Wow! Okay. So, Act 2, Scene 1. We are in a seaport in Cyprus. Okay. So, we have Montano. I don't know if it's like Montana or Montano. I think it's Montano. He is the governor of Cyprus. Okay, perfect. So this is the land that is getting invaded. For context. So Montano goes, oh, okay. Enter Montano and 2 gentlemen, one above. Okay. I don't know what one above means. I don't know if that means there's like one person. Anyway, Montano says, what from the Cape can you discern at sea? Gentleman 1, nothing at all. It is a high-wrought flood. I cannot twixt the heaven and the main descry a sail. Hello, super, welcome to chat. Montano, methinks the wind hath spoke aloud at land. A faller blast never shook our battlements. If it had ruffianed so upon the sea, what ribs of oak when mountains melt on them can hold the mortise? What shall we hear of this? Gentleman 2, a segregation of the Turkish fleet. Oh, I should do a different thing for Gentleman 2. I will I will put on glasses for gentlemen 2. Oh, there are 3 gentlemen. Oh, there's 1 gentleman above. Got it. So there are 3 gentlemen. Got it. Okay, a segregation of the Turkish fleet. For do but stand upon the foaming shore, the chidden billow seems to pelt the clouds, the wind-shaken surge with high and monstrous mane seems to cast water on the burning bear and quench the guards of the ever-fixed pole. I never did like molestation view on the enchafed flood. Okay, I'm gonna put gentleman 3 above, so I'm gonna stand on my chair for that, but just give me a sec. But Montano says, if that the Turkish fleet be not ensheltered and embayed, they are drowned. It is impossible they bear it out. And then enters a third. Oh! Nope, I was wrong. He enters later. Okay, this man enters. I'm going to make him tall. Here we go. He's going to be this tall. I don't know. No, he's just squatting. Okay. Gentleman 3 says, news, lads! I'm trying to imagine somebody like Duck walking into the scene. News, lads! Our wars are done, the desperate tempest hath so banged the Turks, that their designments halts. A noble ship of Venice hath seen a grievous wreck and sufferance on most part of their fleet. And Montano says, how? Is this true? And Gentleman 3 says, the ship is here put in of Veronessa. Michael Cassio, lieutenant of the warlike Moor, Othello, is come on shore, the Moor himself at sea, and is in full commission here for Cyprus. So he's telling him that Othello and Cassio are coming, which, by the way, if you remember, Othello is a Moor, and Othello's right-hand man is Cassio, which is why Iago is really upset, is because Iago wanted to be his right-hand man, but he hired Cassio because he's got this hot wife, but also because he's more aware of, like, tactics and stuff. So anyway, Montano says, I am glad on it. 'Tis a worthy governor. Man, I did not know Gentleman 3 was going to have so many lines. I was basing this on Senator 1. Gentleman 3, but this same Cassio, though he speak of comfort, touching the Turkish loss, yet he looked sadly and praised the Moor be safe, for they were parted with foul and violent tempest. And Montano says, pray heaven he be, for I have served him in the man commands like a full soldier. Let's to the seaside hoe, as well see the vessel that's come in as to throw out our eyes for brave Othello, even till we made the main and the aerial blue in indistinct regard. And Gentleman 3 says, come, let's do so, for every minute is expectancy of more arrivants. So they're just discussing the fact that Othello and Cassio are coming on the sea. They're like, they're here, ha. And Montano's like, amazing, let's go greet them. And then Cassio comes in. Yeah, I know, right? Everybody loves a good Cassio. And Cassio says, thanks to the valiant of the warlike isle that so approved the Moor. Oh, let the heavens give him defense against the elements, for I have lost him on a dangerous sea. And Montano says, is he well shipped? Cassio, his bark is stoutly timbered. Timbered. And his pilot a very expert and approved allowance, therefore my hopes not surfeit it a death. Stand in bold cure. And then there's a voice off stage that says, a sail! A sail! A sail! Not to be confused with the word assail, meaning to like beat someone. It's just a space sail, like a boat. And then Cassio says, what noise? Okay, so Montano is just like, oh, what's up, bro? Is everybody cool? How's Othello? And Cassio's like, bro, he's cool, bro. He got here fine. He threw up over the ship, but like, it's cool. And then, yeah, Cassio's like, bro, what's that noise about? And Gentleman 2 says, the town is empty. On the brow of the sea stand ranks of people, and they cry, a sail! And Cassio says, my hopes do shape him for the governor. And then there's a gun. Wait, they had guns? What? I didn't think they had guns yet. I don't know what that says about me. I didn't think they had guns in Shakespeare's time. I guess it makes sense because they did have cannons, but I don't know. Guns seem a little bit more complicated than cannons. I'm just gonna say, because like cannons, you just like, and then they create a lot of pressure inside, and then they launch a cannonball. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so Gentleman 2 says, they do discharge their shot of courtesy, our friends at least. And Gentleman, oh yeah, and Cassio says, I pray you, sir, go forth and give us trust, who 'tis that is arrived. Okay, so there are just like a bunch of people who are standing on the coast that are like, hey, there's a boat! There's a boat coming, okay? And we need to make sure that you know there's a boat, because it could be an enemy, okay? But like, for the most part, the town is empty. That's what they're saying. And so the gunshot, I think, means that there's another boat coming. Okay. So Cassio says, I pray you, sir, go forth and give us truth who 'tis that is arrived. So Cassio's just like, can you go check on who that is? And second gentleman says, I shall. And then he exits. Guns are cannon. Cannons are cannon. Muskets are cannon. Okay, yeah. That makes sense that there are muskets. Because I was thinking kind of the same thing. I knew they wouldn't be the kind that had just like preloaded bullets, of course. But I wasn't sure if they had muskets by then. But I guess muskets have been around for a while. But I know guns were really hard to make, at least until there were interchangeable parts. Eli Whitney, let's go. Not only did he invent the cotton gin, but he also invented interchangeable parts to where guns all were able to do. Oh, thanks for the follow, Careless Alaskan. Where guns were able to have parts where they could just like switch them out. So if one part was broken, they would just be able to make another one, and then they could make a whole new functioning gun with just one part. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Which is actually extremely eco-friendly, let me just say, and it makes a lot of sense, and it also opened the gateway for mass production of products. Wow. But it also fueled the industrial revolution. Wow, also amazing. Okay, so continuing on. Yes, and lots of killing. Yay! Amazing. Well, I'm not going to go on like a really big tangent about how I think Eli Whitney caused the, or at least helped fuel, not caused, but helped fuel the the Civil War in the United States of America. Because I know, I don't think there are a lot of Americans in this stream, and I don't think a lot of people care about. It's my favorite war to study, actually, because I think it's really interesting, and I don't know, it's very interesting. So yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna bore you with that. So dude, Eli Whitney was crazy. So the two biggest things that he invented were interchangeable parts and the cotton gin. And if you're not familiar with the cotton gin, so that's like one of the biggest inventions that ever like hit the town in the, I don't know what it's called, the 1800s. So essentially what happened is like people were picking cotton, right? And then they would have to pick the seeds out, because in cotton, it's not just like the soft stuff that you pick out, there are also seeds inside that make it a little bit itchy. So there were people who had to physically pick out the seeds from the cotton, but it was really slow. So Eli Whitney made it to where you could just like put it in this thing called a cotton gin, and it would take the seeds out, and it like expedited the process immensely. So people could get these like really huge plantations of cotton and harvest so much because they had this cotton gin out, so they could get so much more cotton and have so much uh, more profit because of it. Because they didn't have to have so many people picking out seeds anymore. And it was just so much faster of a process. And so these people could amass so much more wealth because of it. So, anyway, yeah. Do some research. Eli Whitney, crazy dude. Not crazy, but like did some crazy stuff invention wise, and it was pretty cool. So, woo. Automation. I know, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Lorenzo. Okay. I'm getting on these tangents so easily right now. I have no idea why. Man, this stream is gonna be long today. Okay. I'm just trying to get through one scene today. Alright. So gentleman 2 exits. And then Montano says, "But good lieutenant, is your general wived?" Is your general wived? Why did this come up? Why is it important for Othello to be married, Montano? And Cassio says, "Most fortunately, he hath achieved a maid that paragons description in wild fame, one that excels the corks of blazoning pens, and in the essential vesture of creation does tire the engineer? Engineer? Yeah. I'm curious to see what that means. And her beauty exhausts the poet's capacity to invent phrase, and in the manifestation of her very essence, exhausts the creativity of the divine inventor, God. And in the essential vesture of creation does bear all excellency, and in the essential vesture of creation does tire the ingenuer." Okay, so essentially he's just saying that she is so beautiful and so amazing and so great in every single way that even God can't create a phrase or any other creation that would compare to her. And it's like, okay. Okay, Cassio. Do you also have a thing for Desdemona? No, I'm kidding. He's got a hot wife, okay? We all know this. We all have heard this from Iago. Anyway, the second gentleman comes in and he says, "'Tis one Iago." Oh my god, no, it's not. Iago's here. Iago, no one invited you. Nobody wants you here. Oh yeah, I'm still on the second gentleman. Okay. "'Tis one Iago, ancient to the general." I swear to God. And Cassio says, "He's had most favorable and happy speed, tempests themselves, high seas and howling winds, the guttered rocks, and congregated seas, traders insteeped to clog the guiltless keel, as having sense of beauty do admit their mortal natures, letting go safely by the divine Desdemona." And Montano says, "What is she?" And Cassio says, "She that I spake of, our great captain's captain, left in the conduct of the bold Iago, whose footing here anticipates our thoughts, a Senight's speed. Great Jove, Othello, guard, and swell his sail with thine own powerful breath, that he may bless this bay with his tall ship, make love's quick pants in Desdemona's arms, give renewed fire to our extincted spirits, and bring all Cyprus comfort." Okay, so this kind of makes sense. Hello, ST. I am reading Othello. Welcome to stream. Welcome to chat. Anyway, so, okay, I thought Desdemona was staying back where they were. I thought she was staying in Venice I thought Iago was also staying in Venice, and Rodrigo, but I guess we're all going to Cyprus. This is a big old crossover episode, I guess, with Montano. Not that it's a crossover episode, he's not from a different play, but still. So, okay, I guess Desdemona she just needed to be on the boat with Iago. For some reason, she couldn't go with Othello. I think because they left later, and she just wasn't prepared to leave yet. Okay, and Desdemona says, "I thank you, valiant Cassio. What tidings can you tell me of my lord?" And Cassio says he is not yet arrived, nor know I aught, but that he's well and will be shortly here. Desdemona. Oh, but I fear how lost you company. Cassio. The great connection of the sea and skies parted our fellowship. And a voice says off stage, a sail! A sail! Man, there's another ship? And Cassio says, but hark, a sail! And then there's a gun. And Gentleman 2 says, they give their greeting to the citadel, this likewise is a friend. And Cassio says, see for the news! And then the gentleman exits. Okay, so essentially, Cassio is still talking to Montano, and then Desdemona's like, oh, hi, hey guys, oh, you're so sweet, Cassio, you hype me up so much. How is Othello? Is he okay? How is he doing? And Cassio's like, he's not here yet, but he's coming. But I'll tell you when he's here, and you'll probably find out at the same time I do. And Desdemona's just like, how do you not know where he is? Didn't you guys leave at the same time? And he's like, yes, we did, but like we parted at some point, so I guess he got lost. He didn't use Google Maps. Well, no, he used Google Maps. He didn't use Waze. Sorry. Got stuck in ocean traffic. What a piece of crap. So then Cassio says, good ancient, you are welcome. And then he turns to Amelia. Who the heck is Amelia? Please tell me Amelia is his wife. It is not. It's Iago. Iago has a wife? He has a wife. MapQuest King for life. I used MapQuest maybe 2 years ago for the first time in a long time. My mom used to print out their directions from MapQuest. And she'd be like, this is how we are going to do our cross-country instructions. And if we lose our way, we're screwed. And I was always just like a 6-year-old navigating for my mom. She would always get so bad, because even now I'm really bad at navigating, so I just get lost everywhere, even with a map in my hand. So, yeah. My training failed me completely. Okay, so Iago has a wife. That's a surprise. Came in with Iago. Wait, hold up. It was Desdemona, Amelia, Iago, and Rodrigo. So Amelia and Iago were there, being all coupley, and then Rodrigo is there with Desdemona. Othello, what are you doing? Why are you letting your girl hang out with this guy who clearly likes her? Okay. So he turns to Amelia and says, welcome, mistress. Let it not gall your patience, good Iago, that I extend my manners. 'Tis my breeding that gives me this bold show of courtesy. And then Cassio kisses Amelia in front of Iago's face. What? All of these men are terrible. All of these men are horrible with women. I'm just gonna say this right now. What? See, I would think the same thing, punk, except Iago says, Sir, sir, would she give you so much of her lips as of her tongue? She oft bestows on me, you'd have enough. Iago, what the hell are you doing? Genuinely. Don't joke with another dude about your wife French kissing someone that's not you. He's like, yeah, if she used her tongue like she does with me, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's a great kiss. What? Iago, what's wrong with you? Come on, man. Like, ugh. If I was Amelia, I'd be like, I'm out. I'm gone. Nope, not doing this today. No thanks. And Desdemona says, alas, she has no speech. Desdemona, I wonder why. I wonder why she has no speech. Maybe it's because her husband said, ain't she a good kisser? And Iago says, in faith too much. I find it still when I have list to sleep marry before your ladyship. I grant she puts her tongue a little in her heart and chides with thinking. I'm so done with Iago right now. I had a little bit of faith in Iago, but you know what? He is proving to be a piece of trash. 100%. Throw him in the bin, okay? Put him in that burn pile. Just put him with the flames. And Amelia says, you have little cause to say so. And Iago says, come on, you are pictures out of doors, bells in your parlors, wildcats in your kitchens, saints in your injuries, devils being offended, players of your housewifery and housewives in your beds. Iago, what the hell are you trying to say? Come on, hold on a second. Holla. Ah, okay. I get what he's saying. He's saying she's a lady in the streets, but like a freak in the sheets. That's what he's saying. He's like, don't play coy. We all know you're just pretending right now. That's what it says. Verbatim. Freak in the sheets. In the footnotes. And then Desdemona says, oh, fie upon thee, slanderer. Yeah, me too, Desdemona, honestly. And Iago says, nay, it is true, or else I am a Turk. You rise to play and go to bed to work. And Amelia says, you shall not write my praise. And Iago says, no, let me not. Desdemona, what wouldst thou write of me if thou shouldst praise me? Iago? Ugh! He's losing my favor really quickly. Iago says, oh, gentle lady, do not put me to it, for I am nothing if not critical. Desdemona, come on, say. There's one gone to the harbor. Iago, aye, madam. So Desdemona is just like, well, what? You're too afraid? Are you too afraid to tell me what you actually think of me? You just told everyone about your wife, saying that she's not actually being herself during the day, but is only herself at night. Wink, wink. Tell me what you think of me. And he's like, I don't want to do that. Ah, thank you, Swiss. Also, thanks for the follow. Welcome to chat. Welcome to stream. So yeah, Iago is now starting to cop out a little bit. Desdemona says, I am not married, but I do beguile the thing that I am seeming otherwise. Come, how wouldst thou praise me? Yes! Desdemona, yes, stand your ground for the women of this play. And Iago says, I'm about it. But indeed my invention comes from my praise as birdlime does my frieze. It plugs out brains and all, but my muse labors, and thus she is delivered. If she be fair and wise, fairness and wit, the one's for use, the other useth it. Okay. And Desdemona says, well praised. How if she be black and witty? And Iago says, if she be black and thereto have a wit, she'll find a white that shall her blackness hit. What? Holla. I don't know how to say this. Other than I already do not like Iago a lot. That was a very racially charged statement coming from Iago. So again, just to clarify, so um, something that was very controversial about this play is that Othello is a black man, and this is written in a predominantly white society, and Desdemona is white. You have to keep in mind that interracial marriages have been a faux pas. At least in the U.S., they were illegal until like the 50s. So I can only imagine how interracial marriage was up until this point uh, in Europe. So yeah, Iago, he's such a piece of crap. Oh my god. So essentially, so Iago was like, okay, a beauty and a witty woman, right? That's you, but like one is used for you, but one is used for your partner. Let's be honest. And Desdemona was like, well, what if I was a black woman? And Iago said, well, if you were a black woman, you would try to find a white man to penetrate your wit, is essentially what he's saying. Because, that's so messed up. That's so messed up. But yeah, Desdemona recognizes this, by the way. So Desdemona says, worse and worse. And Emilia says, how if fair and foolish? And Iago says, she never yet was foolish that was fair, for even her folly helped her to an heir. Man, this is really heartbreaking for me. I'm so sorry. This is really upsetting for me to read. Well, it's really upsetting for me to read because, I mean, I come from a country with a lot of racial divide. And so to read this and see some of the parallels of things that I've even heard from people, it's so disgusting. Because the thing that makes this really hard to read is that these are things that I have heard people say, and it's very real that people would feel this way. Because, I mean, even just Iago's statements just generally about women, disgusting. Ew. So, I mean, and there are... Man, I'm getting really upset. I'm getting really heated, and I'm trying to really keep my cool right now because I don't want to get I don't want to get venti. But there are so many men like this in real life. And they're also, like, they're very loud people. There are loud people that are exactly like this. And there are men that see loud people like this and then believe men who are loud like this. I don't think this is everybody at all. I just want to preface this, by the way. I don't think all men are like this. I don't think that's true at all. But it's so hard to read this because you run into this. And it's just, it just rips my heart out a little bit to see this, especially being manifested in such old literature. Oh God, no. No, not all men are like Iago. The rest of them are like Rodrigo. No, I'm kidding. That would be so evil of me to say. crazy town. So, that's essentially what's happening. Porcupine, welcome to chat. Unfortunately, I'm not doing music today. I am reading today, but I appreciate you coming to support the channel. But yeah, unfortunately, I am not singing today. But thank you for your interest. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's continue reading this hellfire that is Iago being a misogynist for even longer. This is, oh my god, this is so hard for me to get through. This is so difficult for me right now. Okay. So yeah, Amelia just asks, like, what if a woman is fair and foolish? And Iago's like, it doesn't matter if she's foolish, you know, because she's fair and she'll be able to find somebody who's wealthy and produce an heir. And Desdemona says, there are old fond paradoxes to make fools laugh in the alehouse. What miserable praise hast thou for her that's foul and foolish? And Iago says, there's none so foul and foolish thereunto, but does foul pranks which fair and wise ones do. And Desdemona says, O heavy ignorance, thou praisest the worst best. But what praise couldst thou bestow on a deserving woman indeed, one that in the authority of her merit did justly put on the vouch of very malice itself? And Iago says, she that was ever fair and never proud, had tongue at will and yet was never loud, never lacked gold and yet went never gay, fled from her wish and yet said, now I may. She that being angered her revenge might being nigh, bade her wrong stay and her displeasure to fly. She that in wisdom never was so frail to change the cod's head for the salmon's tail. She that could think and never disclose her mind, see suitors following and not look behind. She was a white, if ever such white were. And Desdemona says, to do what? So Desdemona was like, what? Who is the truly perfect woman? So Iago was like, a woman who's beautiful, but she doesn't really know very well. And a woman who's not too loud, but obedient. A woman who's rich, but, you know, didn't spend it too much. And became subservient to a man. And a woman who, even when angered, she let her displeasure just flee from her body. Like, this is, I'm so angry. Okay. I'm so angry. Iago just wants this, like, hottie with a body who has a whole bunch of money, who doesn't have emotions, who wants to just serve him at every corner. Like, just, here, Iago, here is all of my money. Here's all of my hotness. Let's just hang out. I'll cook for you. I'll clean. No, let's just I don't even need to do that. You know what? I can just get a couch. I can faint whenever I don't get my way. You can just buy me things with my money. Yeah, the end. Amazing. And Iago says, to suckle fools and chronicle small beer. And Desdemona says, oh, most lame and impotent conclusion. Do not learn of him, Amelia, though he be thy husband. How say you, Cassio? Is he not a most profane and liberal counselor? Cassio, I am so disappointed in you, Cassio. And Cassio says, he speaks home, madam. You may relish him more in the soldier than in the scholar. So Cassio literally just says, he's just speaking his truth. You know, you have to, he's a great he says soldier, right? Yeah, it's just like a boys will be boys thing, punk. That's literally it. He's just like, oh, just take, you know, he has merit a subservient man to Othello. So like, just keep that in mind. And it's just like, bro, no, what? The phrase "boys will be boys" just kills me inside. It's demolition. Okay, ugh. Because there's no excuse for women, which makes me really upset. It's like, girls just want to have fun. No, that's not a thing. But for guys, like, they can get away with so much, and it drives me crazy. It drives me nuts. Okay. Sorry. I promise I'm not trying to go on like a feminism rampage right now. Okay. We have 4 more pages of this. This is really just tearing me apart. And then we will get to the memes. Okay. Here we go. Iago says aside. He takes her by the palm. Ah, well said, whisper. With as little a web as this will I ensnare as great a fly as Cassio. I smile upon her dew. I will give thee in thine own courtship. You say true, 'tis so indeed. If such tricks as these strip you out of your lieutenantry, it had been better you had not kissed your 3 fingers so oft, which now again you are most aptly to play the sir in. Very good, well kissed and excellently courtesy. 'Tis so indeed, yet again your fingers to your lips. But they were clyster pipes for your sake. And then there are trumpets. And then he says, the more! I know his trumpets. So, essentially, Iago, hold on, I gotta plug in my computer. Iago is just like, ugh, you piece of crap. I don't like you, man. I'm trying to get you out of your lieutenancy, okay? I'm trying to make sure that you are not, you kissed my wife, whatever. You know what? If you're just gonna be like, boys will be boys, if you're gonna be this dismissive man, it's gonna be easy. So now Othello's here. Othello has arrived. My heart is beating so fast right now. It's because I'm excited for Othello's arrival. That is exactly why. And Cassio says, "'Tis truly so." Desdemona says, "Let's meet him and receive him." Cassio, "Lo, where he comes!" And Othello and the attendants enter. And Othello says, "Oh, my fair warrior." And Desdemona says, "My dear Othello." Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of wholesome. Good for Othello and Desdemona being happy and in love and whatever. I mean, honestly, if I had to choose between Othello and Rodrigo, I'd probably choose Othello too. Because so far, Othello seems so much more level-headed than Rodrigo. But we also don't know Othello as well as Rodrigo or Iago. But I'm gonna say, Rodrigo seems very emotionally volatile, and that does not seem like good relationship material. I'm just saying, okay? Because as a semi-emotionally volatile person, I know I am not relationship material. And therefore, I don't put people through that. So, Othello says, "It gives me wonder great as my content to see you here before me. Oh, my soul's joy, if ever tempest come, such calms may the winds blow till they have wakened death, and let the laboring bark climb hills of seas Olympus high, and duck again as low as hells from heaven. If it were now to die, 'twere now to be most happy, for I fear my soul hath her content so absolute, that not another comfort like this succeeds an unknown fate." So Othello is like, "Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I'd like to thank the Oscars for getting me here. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to, kids, go to sleep. It's too late. I'd like to thank my wife." He's just like, "I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy that this voyage is over. I'm tired. I'm sleepy, but I'm happy." And Desdemona says, "The heavens forbid, but that our loves and comfort should increase even as our days do grow." Yes, Desdemona. You the G. I like her so much. I already like her a lot. Okay. And then Othello says, amen to that. Sweet powers. I cannot speak enough to this content. It stops me here. It is too much of joy. And then they kiss. And this, the greatest discords be that ever our hearts shall make. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just say that I don't know 100% if, like, kissing is seen as, like, a platonic thing. I know some Europeans kiss when they greet each other. I lived in Spain. This was the thing that you do. Italy, same thing. France, maybe as well. I don't know. But these are Italians here, so I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that was adopted later. But I don't know if kissing Iago's wife was like the thing to do for Cassio. Maybe. But yeah, so Othello and Desdemona kiss. They're like making out in front of everyone. And Iago says to the side, "Oh, you are well tuned now, but I'll set down the pigs that make this music as honest as I am." God, Iago, you are so hard to stand. Do we have to end every scene with Iago and Rodrigo? I swear, I do. It was better whenever we ended every scene with Hamlet, because at least Hamlet kind of had some screws that were not loose. I know they don't use tongue, okay, punk? I know they're not just making out, okay? Okay, so Othello says, "Come, let us to the castle. News, friends, our wars are done, the Turks are drowned. How does my old acquaintance of this isle? Honey, you shall be well desired in Cyprus. I have found great love amongst them. Oh, my sweet, I prattle out of fashion, and I dote in mine own comforts. I prithee, good Iago, go to the bay and disembark my coffers. Bring now the master to the citadel. He is a good one, and his worthiness does challenge much respect. Come, Desdemona, once more, we'll meet at Cyprus." So, right, tell Cassio not to use tongue. No, I don't think Cassio used tongue, but Iago's the one who made it weird. Iago's the one who made it weird, okay? So yeah, Othello's just like, "Oh, I'm so glad, Desdemona, you're gonna have a great time. You know, I'm so happy to have you here, blah, blah, this is so romantic. Let's go into Cyprus and have a good time. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge." And then they all exhumed, except for Iago and Rodrigo. I swear, these are the worst people to end a scene with and to end a stream with. Okay, awesome. So, Iago, I'm so excited to do this. Iago says, "Do thou meet me presently at the harbour? Come hither. If thou beest valiant, as they say, base men being in love have then a nobility in their natures more than is native to them. List me. The lieutenant tonight watches on the court of guard. First, I must tell this thee. Desdemona is directly in love with him." And Rodrigo says, "With him? Why, 'tis not possible." So Iago's just like, "Bro, she's got it hard for Othello, okay? She really likes him." And Rodrigo's like, "It's not possible. How is she in love with him?" And Iago says, lay thy finger thus, and let thy soul be instructed. Mark me with what violence she first loved the more, but for bragging and telling her fantastical lies. And will she love him still for prating? Let not thy discreet heart think it. Her eye must be fed, and what delight shall she have to look on the devil? When the blood is made dull with the act of sport, there should be, again to inflame it and give I don't know how to say this word. Hold up. Satiety? Let's see. Pronunciation. satiety. Wait, satiate? Wait, no, satiety. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Find it. Okay. And to give satiety a fresh appetite. Loveliness and favour, sympathy and years, manners and beauties, all which the Moor is defective in. Now, for want of these required conveniences, her delicate tenderness will find itself abused. Begin to heave the gorge, to relish and abhor the Moor. Very nature will instruct her in it, and compel her to some second choice. Now, sir, this is granted, as it is a most pregnant and unforced position, who stands so eminent in the degree of this fortune as Cassio does, a name very voluble, no further conscionable than in putting on the mere form of civil and humane seeming, for the better compassing of his salt and most hidden loose affection? Why none? A slipper and subtle knave, a finder out of occasions, that has an eye, can stamp and counterfeit advantages, though true advantage never present itself. A devilish knave. Besides, the knave is handsome, young, and hath all those requisites in him that folly and great minds look after. A pestilent complete knave, and the woman hath found him already. Rodrigo, I cannot believe that in her. She's full of most blessed condition. Iago, blessed fig's end! The wine she drinks is made of grapes. If she had been blessed, she would never have loved the Moor. Blessed pudding! Didst thou not see her paddle with the palm of his hand? Didst not mark that? Rodrigo, yes, that I did, but that was but courtesy. Iago, lechery by this hand, an index, an obscure prologue to the history of lust and foul thoughts. They met so near with their lips that their breaths embraced together. Villainous thoughts, Rodrigo. When these mutualities are so marshalled away, hard at hand comes the master and main exercise, the incorporate conclusion. Pish! But, sir, be you ruled by me. I have brought you from Venice. Watch you tonight, for the command I'll lay it upon you. Cassio knows you not. I'll not be far from you. Do you find some occasion to anger Cassio, either by speaking too loud or tainting his discipline, or from what other course you please, which the time shall more favorably minister? And Rodrigo says, well. So Iago's just like, okay, we're going to have like a thing tonight, just so you know, and you're going to come. It's at the Citadel. I'm guessing it's at the Citadel. I looked forward a little bit and like did a little Inspector Gadget, and then, yeah. So then, welcome to chat, say. And Rodrigo's like, okay, I'll go. And Iago says, sir, he's rash and very sudden in color, and haply with his truncheon may strike at you. Provoke him that he may, for even out of that will I cause these of Cyprus to mutiny, which qualification shall come into no true taste again, but by the displanting of Cassio. So shall you have a shorter journey to your desires by the means I shall then have to prefer them, and the impediment most profitably removed, without the which there were no expectation of our prosperity. So yeah, okay, so Iago was basically just like, yo, Cassio doesn't know you. Sank, welcome to chat. I am doing a reading of Othello, just so you know. We are on Act 2, Scene 1. We're almost finished today, but you can stick around if you would like to. So Iago is essentially just like, Cassio doesn't know you, Rodrigo, so he has no opinion of you. So you're gonna go up to Cassio, and you're gonna have him form an opinion about you, and it's gonna be a good opinion. He's like, okay, and I'm gonna be with you, so I'm gonna help you to form this good opinion in his mind. And he's like, okay. And Rodrigo says, I will do this if you can bring it to any opportunity. And Iago says, I warrant thee, meet me by and by at the Citadel. I must fetch his necessaries ashore. Farewell. Okay. And Rodrigo says adieu, and then exits. Okay. So, Rodrigo leaves. And Iago hello Studra, welcome to chat. We are reading Othello at the moment. Um, hello, Oliver. Welcome to chat. Okay, so Rodrigo's like, cool, we're gonna go to this thing and we're gonna have this dinner together and do all of this stuff. Okay? We're gonna execute this plan. And then Iago said, and then Rodrigo leaves essentially and is like, okay, we'll meet tomorrow. And yeah. Okay, so then Iago says this really long monologue that I'm gonna read now. So, okay. That Cassio loves her, I do well believe it. That she loves him is apt and of great credit. The more, howbeit that I endure him not, is of a constant loving noble nature, and I dare think he'll prove to Desdemona a most dear husband. Now I do love her too, not out of absolute lust, though peradventure I stand accountant for as great a sin. But partly led to die at my revenge, for that I do suspect the lusty Moor. He hath leaped into my seat, the thought whereof doth like a poisonous mineral gnaw my inwards, and nothing can or shall content my soul, till I am evened with him, wife for wife, or failing so, yet that I put the Moor at least into a jealousy so strong that judgment cannot cure. Which thing to do is that if this poor trash of Venice whom I'm trace for his quick hunting stand the putting on, I'll have of Michael Cassio on the hip. Thank you for the follow, Seymour Dix. Thank you. Oh, I get it. Thank you for the follow, Sock. Okay. Abuse him to the Moor in the rank guard, for I fear Cassio with the nightcap too. Make the Moor thank me, love me, and reward me for making him egregiously an ass, and practicing upon his peace and quiet, even to madness. 'Tis here and yet confused, knavery's plain face is never seen till used. Okay. So. Sorry. I have a lot of stuff going into chat right now that's like not being shown. So it's just a lot. Okay. It's a lot to process. Okay. Trying to foster a positive community. Ha 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 ha. It's stressful. And, okay, so Iago was just like, thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you, Lorenzo. I can't do that as easily as you can. Okay. So, then Iago exits. Okay. So Iago, I'm trying to figure out what Iago was talking about a little bit, because Iago talks about how Cassio likes somebody, but also Iago likes somebody. And I'm trying to figure out if Iago is trying to say that he also likes Desdemona, because that doesn't make sense to me. But hold up. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about his wife, but I'm not 100% sure. Because I think maybe Cassio is saying that he likes, I don't know. I don't know who he likes. You know what? I'm not going to try to guess because it doesn't really make sense. But yeah. So, Yeah. Oh, thank you for watching me get extremely enraged for an hour and a half. The box on top of the bookshelf. I have somebody coming to visit in a couple of months, and I got them something custom made. I don't want to say what it is in case they're watching. I don't think they're watching. They don't even know about the stream, but even in the really unlikely case that they're watching, I don't want to spoil it. But I have a gift for them, and they're visiting in about a month, and so I have it there so that I can give it to them, and it's ready to go by the time that they get here. So, yeah. So shout out to the person who's coming to visit me in about a month. I'm very excited. Though, Lorenzo, you're not going to be very happy about this. I'm not going to be streaming whenever they're here. So, I'm going to be taking like a week and a half off or 2 weeks because I have somebody coming to visit. So, yeah, sorry. They're one of the people that doesn't know I stream, and they're the person that Lorenzo, stop. They're one of the people that they're one of the people that I do know who does talk about literature, that I'm always just like, I don't feel qualified enough to talk about it. I told them I was reading Shakespeare, and they were like, oh, I read Shakespeare in middle school, and I was like, no. I was like, I didn't do that. So I feel really awkward whenever I talk to them about Shakespeare. Oh, but the memes. They were the person who sent me the memes, though. It's not Derek. It's not Derek. Okay, let me get these memes, though. These are some good memes. Okay. Okay. Hamlet memes. And then, let's see. And then I'll get this one. I have 8 of them. Okay. Here we go. Why do I like Shakespeare? Because he's relatable to everyone in every time period. Because no matter what you're doing, it's just relatable. Hamlet meme. Okay, let's upload an image, shall we? Downloads. Hamlet memes. Okay. Can we resize it before I put it up? Nope. Probably not. Okay, this is my first meme. Okay. I love this one. So this one is about, it's at the end of Act 4. And, oh no, it's at the beginning of Act 5, and Hamlet's just like, yo, so Uncle Claudius sent me to England. And I got captured by pirates. And also Rosencrantz and Guildenstern were killed. But I got back here and I'm ready to kill him. And Horatio is just like killing it because he's just like the guy who's always just a bystander. He's just like, what? He's always like, Hamlet, are you okay? How do I relate to his work? Well, he portrays different things in a very he portrays it in a very relatable way. So it's very interesting to me. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next meme. Okay. These are mainly all about Horatio. But this is at Ophelia's funeral when they just like jump into the grave. And I remember talking about this, and Hamlet and Horatio are just like fighting at her funeral. It's so dumb. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Let's find the next one. I really don't know if that's a compliment, but thank you. Okay, next one. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to remember Yorick. Oh, I don't remember. Wait, hold up. Wrong meme. Hold up. I like how it goes back to the... Okay, here we go. So, Polonius, what state do you live in? Horatio. Horatio is just us. Horatio is just anybody who's reading Hamlet. Horatio's just like, what's happening? I know. I feel like Hamlet's like, this is what I'm gonna do, and Horatio's just like, bro, what are you doing? It's perfection. It's perfection. Okay. Next meme. This is after Hamlet kills his dad, or kills Polonius. Polonius is Ophelia's dad. I'm not gonna be that person who reads the meme out. You don't need me to read. You are literate, okay? Okay. Let's make this a little bit bigger because it's kind of small. This is so true though. Okay, we talked about the pirates a little bit already, but like, let's be honest. The fact that somebody was captured by pirates and it was not a major plot point is absolutely absurd. Isn't that ridiculous? I know! Ophelia will never rest. Ophelia will literally never rest. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna fit well. Okay, I'm gonna come over here. Okay, so this is just a setup for the whole rest of the meme. But then, okay, so we have Romeo and Juliet crying. You know, if Romeo would have taken his time, if Romeo would have taken his time to, you know, let the poison not happen, then Juliet would have woken up and he would have been fine, right? But then we have this thing here about Hamlet, right? And it's like, he's not going to get stabby, but, however, once he knows that the ghost is his father, he's like, I'm ready to get stabby, and stabs the wrong person. Right? Okay. But yeah. Okay, so then it has a thing about Othello at the bottom, and I don't want to put that on yet because I feel like I could save that for whenever we finish Othello. But yeah, so that's the thing. That's what happened. Okay, I'm going to delete this group here. And then, yes. Amazing. Well, thanks for coming to the stream today. I hope you had a great time. If not, that's cool. If you did, feel free to follow. Whatever. It's great. I am going to hang out in my room now. Lorenza! Make me so upset. Shout out to Hamlet meme makers. Shout out to Othello. Not shout out to Iago. He really does not pass the vibe check at all. Yeah. So, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy with this community, and this community of people makes me really happy, and I really look forward to it. And I'm so happy that we have created this awesome group of people. Thank you. Have a great day, good afternoon, or good evening, good night, and goodbye.